See what we're working on today. Gotta change the oil on the KTM RC390. Let's get it out, get some space. Needs a clean, but that's fine. I've got it out on some cardboard, ready for the oil. We need to take off these side panels, this front panel in there. Got an oil filter kit with the oil filter itself, O-ring, sieves for replacement, and a bolt. It's always best to have the instructions in front of you and something to hold screws from separate compartments. On the right hand side, 1, 2, 3, and then a smaller Allen key, 1, 2, and also in the inside there are 3, 1, 2, 3, by pushing the central portion until you hear a click, like so, until you hear a click, and then that renders it loose. Just push against there, bam, that's out. Take the panel off those 5 screws and 3 bolts. Put it on a soft surface as to not scratch your fairing. Also do the same on the left hand side. So 1, 2, 3, big Allen key, 1, 2, small Allen key, pull out, 1, 2, 3. And on the left hand side, once you've popped the 3, take it off. You've just got a waste tube coming there, which can just slide out. And then once you've got the sides off, it's just a screw in here with an Allen key and on the other side with an Allen key. Removed those 2 screws. Remove any other screws for this bottle panel, including an Allen key screw on the bed pan. This one there. So you want a pan to catch any oil. First of all, you're going to look underneath on the left hand side. This bolt here to undo. Remove the screen. And slightly more forward, you have this bolt to remove the screen. The pan underneath. We've got some oil coming out. Yeah, then you need to remove this one at the front is next. This is a 13mm. This one will need to be leveraged upwards. Careful of your hand if you're hitting upwards. Yeah, got it. A form of screen to remove. A smaller one, as you can see here, which again, either clean or if you have a replacement, then put a new one in. Then once fully drained, having washed the part or finding a replacement part, you can put the screens back in. First of all, the cleaned version of this larger one on the left in here, and then the clean version of the smaller one on the right back in here. And I myself have a kit of the large screen, the plug replacement for the large screen, the small screen with plug with bolt, and then we'll come to the oil filter afterwards. So once you've either cleaned it or found or bought a new one, you put the replacement screen in, like so. Just make sure that whenever you put it in, these O-rings are not destroyed, they're viable, and you can mildly lubricate them with some used oil when putting them in. Hold it by the little tail put it in, make sure it goes fully in. You might have to wiggle it around a bit. That will show you the threads in which you can put your new portion on with a new O-ring after cleaning the inside with this here, the small one, which has its own bolt attached to it. Tighten it by hand initially, and you're good to go. Finally, we have this side, which is a small 8mm bolt. Make sure that any oil that is dripping is being captured from before, and this portion can be easily removed with the 2 bolts. Yeah, how's it going? It's going well, thank you. So once these are off, you can just pull it off. Might be a bit difficult. I mean, just using a screwdriver or some leverage to get it out. There you go. And that's the oil filter. If you use some reverse pliers, you can pull that out. If not, just jimmy something in the side, manage to pull it out. Alternatively, you can use a magnet. That's what I'm going to use. Here I've just got an excessively strong magnet to pull it out with. Beautiful. Now you're going to want to remove the oil from this portion that's left over in the reservoir. Carefully tilt the bike and keep it horizontal or slightly angled. And you also want to clean it afterwards in order to rid it of that residual dirty oil. Great. And once clean, let's just restore this. We can replace it with a new oil filter. So I've just leveraged that off there. Hook on and around. A little bit of lubrication. That's ready to go on. This oil filter. And push it until it's flush. This can go right back on. So this requires a funnel, most definitely, and motor oil. That's 15W50. I just advise make sure to use a funnel such as this one. This one's actually got a filter in it to rid any debris, because you don't want to be spilling the oil all over your engine case. And also, again, use cardboard because it's messy, and gloves because it's messy. Okay, so all I've done is just taken this off, filled it up with 1.6 litres of oil, or just under 1.6 litres of oil, close it up again, warm the bike up just for a minute, stop the bike, give it a second to cool down, put it on a horizontal plane. When horizontal, give it a moment for the viscous oil to come up, and you have these 2 prongs, and you want it to come up to the top level, as you can see here, just at this prong here, this top one. Once it's like that with a warm engine, you're golden, and that's the oil and the oil filter and the oil screens changed.